Hey artists, today we're going to make these beautiful under the sea coral reef pictures. Follow along with me and I'll show you all the steps to create your own. All right, the first thing we're going to do is choose a shade of blue. We want a light shade. I picked this one, but I have 3 different light blues. This one works for me. The second step is taking a piece of brown paper, and we want to make sure that we're starting going this long way, but we want to rip it, just kind of going down, and you can just kind of go across. And now when we glue this down, it looks like the sand at the bottom of the sea or the ocean. We're going to take a glue stick and we're going to add glue around the edge of this and down around the edge. I'm going back and forth around the edge and just one squiggle through the middle. Carefully turn that over and glue my sand. I don't want it floating. I want it down at the bottom of the page. I'm gonna rub that so it stays on and it's stuck on there really well. Okay, this is the most fun part. We're going to add the coral using liquid watercolor and a straw and something called a pipette. So our pipette looks like a little plastic dropper like this. And we're going to dip in here and pull a little bit of paint out. Now, I'm probably not going to use that much, but I'm going to just put a little drop here. And then I'm going to put the rest of that back. Put this in my water. With our straw, we're going to take our straw and we're going to blow this paint up toward the water. Whoa, look at that. Look at how that looks like the coral that grows and lives down at the bottom of the sea. Now I'm dipping into my water and just kind of rinsing out my pipette. I'm going to choose a different color. Take a little paint. Give myself a little drop of paint. That one got a little bubbly, but that's all right. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my straw and blow. Looking cool. So we're going to keep doing this. We're going to add coral going all the way across. I might take, let's see. This color looks nice. Give myself a little blob of paint. Look how big that one got. And I have to move pretty fast to keep it moving because it'll dry on us. Okay, I'm dipping in the water, getting some water in my pipette. So it's like I soak the water up, spit the water out. Get a different color. Then I'm going to put a little drop of that color, any extra back in the paint, and blow. That one turned out really cool. And we're just going to keep going until we are satisfied with having coral all across our page. What other colors can I do? Maybe I'll try some of this red. And I like to put it right down here on the sand. And I rinse out my pipette in the water so I can get a different color. Then I'm going to rinse this out, put some water into the pipette, squeeze it, so it's like squeeze it and empty it, squeeze it and empty it. Let's see, maybe a little more of this orange. And so we're going to really fill this up because this is like the background, so I might put another drop right here, kind of in the center between these two. Sometimes it gets bubbly, and that's all right. We can still move the paint around. All right, we're just gonna keep going until we feel satisfied with how many little bursts of coral we have going across the bottom of our sand. Look at all that amazing coral that we made by blowing our liquid watercolor across the page. This is looking like a really cool underwater scene. We're gonna get out these construction paper crayons. We can go down here and we can add some little texture on our sand. I love how bright these show up. So you could add a little yellow. You could add some texture with one of the brown crayons. Just making our sand have a little texture down here. Looking good. We could add some orange. Awesome. Now we're going to go over to our scrap box where we have all of our different scraps of different colored paper. And we're going to grab some colors and make ourselves some fish to live in the coral. So a really basic fish shape would be the oval shape with a triangle shaped tail. And then we can get like creative. We can give him a little eye here. These show up so nice on our construction paper. We could give him some gills. That's how they breathe. And we can go in and add some stripes or polka dots or however we want our little fishy to look. I think he's looking great. And once you like your little fishy, you can take a pair of scissors and you can cut him out and add him to your picture. That looks amazing. So we can take our glue stick and add a little fish swimming right there in the coral we created with our paint. All right, what else could be in our under the sea scene? Maybe we will have a jellyfish. So a jellyfish, I would draw like a half circle and a bumpy line. And I could draw a little design up here and give our jellyfish some little stripes. And then they have the little tentacles that come down here. And let's see, we've got so many great colors in here. I could try some of this purple color. And then the same thing, we'll take this under the sea creature, cut it out and add it to our underwater coral scene. So we're just gonna keep adding different little creatures. We could have jellyfish, we could have an octopus, we could have more fish. And we're just going to kind of fill up this underwater scene with different little animals we make. That looks great. Put a little glue on the back and make sure that it sticks nicely down here. So we could just continue making different kinds of fish and creatures. So maybe I'll try to do like an angel fish. They have more of this kind of shape and then a big tail. And I could add her little tail, put some lines on the tail. Another cute fish. We're going to carefully cut it out and add the fish to our picture. We can also think about things that might be down, hanging out at the bottom in the sand. Ooh, I like the way it looks like he's swimming up, so I might have his little nose poking, let's see, like right here, up, like he's swimming upwards. So maybe down here we have a little guy in a shell, so I could make a curly line, maybe a little sea slug or a sea snail. All right. We could add a little color to this one. And now I will just carefully cut this out and we can put it down at the bottom in the sand. Oh, that looks great. I might try to cut a little space out in between. There we go. And then I'll take this and add him down here. And we're just going to keep adding little creatures to our under the sea scene. All right, on the scrap paper, I made some more fish, like a jellyfish. We've got a little turtle and a puffer fish. And once you're satisfied adding some little creatures, if you want, there's a couple extra things you could do. You could give them some little bubbles with your white crayon, just to show them blowing bubbles under the water. Let's see. So all our little fish are blowing some bubbles. Something else you could do is just add some plants down on the sand if you wanted. And you have created one amazing under the sea coral reef picture. I cannot wait to see the picture that you create.